Yeah, would you please welcome Jason Donovan. How you going?
Great, yeah, really good. I've been away for about 6 weeks, and I was just saying, it's so good to be back in a city, you know, where everything's sort of happening. We touched down yesterday. We've been up in North Queensland for a while, but this pop era that sort of we're going through at the moment is like a rock and roll sort of stage, I guess, if you like to say, like the 60s, the 70s, and I guess in 20 years' time, people will probably be doing cover versions of maybe Bananarama or Rick Astley or Kylie stuff or whatever. It's just a
You
stage.
didn't mention your own there.
No, well, maybe mine. I don't know.
But do you think, is it a distinctive sound that's coming out of this team in England now? There is,
Yeah.
there's something similar to your song as to Kylie's as to
Sure, yeah.
Bananarama.
It's a belief. I think I don't know exactly how they work. If I did, I'd certainly be in a great position. But it's certainly, there is some similarities between their songs. But as they say, we're on a situation where this is working. This formula is working, and their belief is that they might as well ride that formula while they can. And I mean, their popularity, I think, shows for itself.
Yes.
They've done some amazing things in Europe and America. So.
Formula's worked in the past for Motown or Philadelphia Sound or
Exactly,
Los Angeles
yeah.
Sound.
It's just another group. I mean, there's two guys, Mike Stock and Matt Aitken, who actually write, and Pete Waterman, who's like an ex-DJ who sort of overlooks the entire project. So it's a formula. It's a Motown type of team, I guess. If you
Was it inevitable, Jason, that you would do a record given the success of Neighbours and Kylie's success?
I don't think so. I never thought of doing it in pop terms. When I first joined Neighbours, I was very interested in music. I have been since I was a kid. So it wasn't sort of an immediate thing, as people are saying, because of Kylie. That's not the case.
But let's go sensibly, to be pragmatic. If Neighbours has succeeded so mightily as it has in Britain, if Kylie has been a smash hit in Britain and America, it makes sense that, given your public profile in Britain, that you do. If you can sing, you do something.
Sure. I think that's sort of it's one area, it's one aspect of the whole thing. But I think predominantly my reason for doing singing as a whole was that I believe that in Australia, particularly, you can't tend to follow a same dramatic line like you can be an actor and not necessarily be an actor for the rest of your life. You've got to be able to sing, you've got to be able to dance, because there's just not the opportunities available in this country to turn around and push yourself into one area. Like Michael J. Fox is maybe allowed to do movies and play that dramatic role. Here,
why aren't you allowed to? Why couldn't you and Kylie do a movie?
I mean, I guess you can, but it's like going along to an audition and turning around and people saying, well, can you sing? And for a musical, say, for example, and you say, no, I can't sing, but I can act. Well, it's a job that you've possibly, you could have had, that could have been another launching pad for something else. So it makes sense, I think.
I read that you, at some stage, that you were in the Australian Boys Choir.
Yes.
Was that for long? No. That was before your voice broke, I take it?
Yeah, it was before my voice broke. 3 years, I spent 3 years, but I think at the age of 13 or 12 or what I was a little more interested in other things at the time. I didn't really follow it as intently as I should, I suppose. But I spent a few years there and a few years doing piano lessons, and there was something there. I think I used to get onto a phase and then sort of say, okay, next, you know, like all sort of kids do. So.
Tell me about English fans. Tell me how they're different to Australian.
I think my biggest encounter was when I was in London and I was doing the Wogan show, which is sort of a similar type of chat show to this, except it's on at like 7:30 each night. Right. And Bros were appearing on the same show.
No one knew it was good.
And Bros, nowhere near as good. And Bros were on the same show. And we got out of the car and like these people, you would not believe, like outside the studio, it's only a little theatre, and these people that are just racing, and then the Bros were coming in like 5 minutes later, and the chanting that was going on, it was just amazing for this group who are actually touring here very soon.
Yes.
So I think that's my biggest encounter with fans. They seem to be a bit more uncontrollable, shall we say.
Now, why are we reading at the moment? Why are we on the question of romance? Why are we reading there is a romance between you? We're just good friends, and then no comment this morning. Why are people being coy about this?
Well, I think in terms of the press, most of the public don't really understand. The British press is a lot different to our system of press. And the reports that have come over from Britain tend to be filtered into Australia and tend to be taken as an Australian interview, or someone's actually interviewed that person. That's not necessarily the case. I've had a lot of press lately that's turned around to me and said, for example, this song, Rick Astley said he didn't want to do it 3 times before I got the song, you see. And the fact that I'm earning $8,750 a week.
Seen that once or twice published?
It's a prefabricated thing that just sometimes doesn't happen. And as much as you may turn around to people and say, look, I don't want to do this interview, they've still got the papers and they can make up the stories and the photos to go along with it to turn around and make people believe.
We spoke to Kylie before she went to America. I mean, would it be easy to simply say, yes, look, we are boyfriend and girlfriend, or it's not on?
Yeah, well,
why is there such confusion?
Well, because we prefer. I mean, there's a sort of a thing at the moment where people are wanting to put us together, pair us together, because of the Neighbours characters, and because we're also following on similar lines in our careers in terms of singing. That creates a great parallel between the romance type of thing. So,
is there a romance?
No.
Okay. You heard it here. There you got it. There is.
I hate to disappoint people, but the first show I ever did was with Kylie when I was 13, and we've been very good friends. And that's another thing. People can't seem to separate the fact that a boy and a girl can be friends and not necessarily be involved in a sexual relationship.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, congratulations on the song and the launch.
Great.
It reached number 5 in Britain.
Yeah. It's sort of. I'm not quite sure of the charts there at the moment, but I think it's remaining there. So
still
good.
Pleased.
Yeah.
Number 5's terrific and released today. Thank you for that, Jason. Talking to us, and we'll go to a break with Nothing Can Divide Us. Would you please thank Jason Donovan?
Nothing